Alex, welcome to Dubai.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure to be here.
Welcome to the Cornea Impression as well.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. So obviously we had an interesting talk about how you got here through all the storm and everything. So tell us more about Phillips Auctions and the collaboration with Bax and Russo and MBNF and what brings you to our lovely country.
So, Phillips, in association with Bax and Russo, is the watch department of Phillips, the auction house, which is, I would say, a boutique auction house, but not a small one,
Right.
where we're specialized basically in 20th and 21st century art, and I put watches as part of art. We have a contemporary art department, we have a photography department,
Okay.
prints, design, jewelry, and watches.
Okay.
Watches, we are the world leaders in the field in auctions. We hold the result, and I'm sure most of your viewers and readers have heard about the Paul Newman that was sold at 17.5 million. That was us in 2017, and I think thanks to that result, people realize that watches are not just objects, it's not only craft, but they are actually true works of art.
Right.
Dubai, listen, this is where it's all happening right now. We all know that.
Yeah.
It's actually our first time exhibiting
Right.
our highlights of our upcoming Geneva auction, which are on May 11 and 12.
Okay.
So we chose about 50 pieces, covering a wide range of brands, styles, periods, prices, designs, trying to show the variety of what we have to offer. And I have to say that we opened yesterday,
Okay.
and the response has been incredible. There's been an even flow, and once again, I'm sorry to have made you
No, that's
wait
fine.
because
That's
we had
completely
clients
okay.
just coming in and looking at all we have. So, yeah, it's
Like I said,
it's
I
been
went for
great.
coffee.
And you had the best coffee in the world.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. So okay. So Philips is bringing their first auction. Well, you're having a physical demo over here, but the auction is going to happen in Geneva itself.
exactly.
Obviously, it's going to be online, via phone, and in person as well.
Yes.
Correct? What are your highlight pieces, as per you, for this auction? And can you show them to us if possible?
Yes, definitely. I will bring them to you shortly. So, we don't have all the highlights, but we have, for example, an extremely rare Patek Philippe 2 Crown World Time, reference 2523,
Okay.
where the estimate is 1.2 million Swiss francs to 2.4 million. So that's about $1.3 million US low. We have a super rare Rolex Daytona 6269, which is a gem set Daytona, and this is way before the rainbows, etc. This is from the 1980s. We have the only known Lange one in steel with a blue dial. We have a lot. We have a Krivia Tourbillon. We have Patek, Rolex, Vacheron, MBNFs. There is a lot, and I really invite you to have a look because there's quite a lot of watches.
So totally, how many watches are coming up for auction?
So we have 219 watches.
That's a large number of pieces.
It's not, we're actually the auction house that offers the lowest number of watches at auction.
Right.
I think per year we sell around 1,500 watches, and the next auction house is where they're about 1,500 more than we are. So the numbers we try to be low. We see about 2,000, not 2,000, around 1,000 watches a season.
Okay.
Where we choose about 200 for auction.
But I'm also assuming you find or you want to source watches with a lot of provenance, just not your run-of-the-mill
Yes.
product, right?
I think what we try to do, because we try to offer watches that are first in utmost quality,
Right.
that have a story, that are historically relevant, historically important, that are mechanically important, that are aesthetically pleasing, that are rare. The goal is to offer something where you don't find it everywhere or every day. Because if not, you don't need us to go online and find a watch by yourself. So what we try to offer is things that you will not be able to find by yourself.
That is true. That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. And obviously, you're taking them through a verification process, checking the authenticity. No Frankenstein's in there.
We vet everything, all the watches. They come to us, we look at them, we examine them, we compare them to past watches to make sure everything is correct. We give them to our watchmaker who takes them apart, who then checks the movements, the dials, etc., to make sure everything is good. If we have any doubts, any questions, we work with some scholars, with some very important collectors who may know sometimes more than we do because they're specialized in one brand or one model. So we speak to them. So no, the vetting process is very important to us, and obviously, where possible and where available, we work with the brands.
Correct. That was my next question.
Yeah.
How do the brands involve themselves with you in say, example, Rolex or Patek or something? Do they want to be involved in it or?
So there you give two very good examples because they have two very different approaches.
Okay.
Patek Philippe, they supply extracts where we send them photos and they check with their archives to make sure the case, the dial, the pushers, etc., everything matches. So we obtain an extract from the archives, which give the information on the watch. Rolex, on the other hand, they do not want to deal with this because I think they made way too many watches and it's too much of a headache. So Rolex, we have to just work on our own and really vet, but we do put the utmost effort and importance in the vetting process and try to go as much as possible. And when we have doubt, we don't offer the watch.
You know, it's very funny because with the discontinuation of the stolen ledger, the ledger that they had,
Yes.
The number of watches that are being available now are much higher than before. So you can always doubt the provenance of certain products that are there in the market.
Those we work with a company called the Art Loss Registry,
Okay.
where any watch which is stolen, lost, or whatever whatever is declared to the police or to the brand,
Right.
they give this information,
Okay.
and every watch that we have, the numbers are matched with this company,
Right.
and they tell us yes, fine, no, there's an issue, etc. So no, everything that that is offered is
legit.
is legit.
It's legit.
Yeah.
To whatever y'all can check and y'all do your best. I know there can be an issue somewhere, but you do your best to make sure it's legit and is verified.
It has happened where there was something wrong with the watch. We take it back, no questions asked, and mistakes happen. But let's say in the past 8 years, this happened to me once.
Well, that's a very rare possibility. I mean, it can't beat Omega buying a bad watch themselves, right? It can't get worse than that.
I'm not allowed to comment that.
I know, but yeah, it's a funny story.
But then again, when as they say in French, you can't be more royalist than the king.
Yeah.
They made the watch. They know their watches.
Correct.
They do what they want.
Correct. So, I get the deal about how the auction works. Let's talk about you. Since I've been hearing your fascination with Vacheron Constantin, that's your background. That's how your I would say your inculcation into the watch industry. Correct?
Exactly. I'm a big and was at the time also a huge fan of Vacheron Constantin. I think it's one of the most exciting watch brands. They're one of the ones that they don't get as much love as they deserve, in my opinion. They do get a lot, but not as much. I mean, you were at Watches and Wonders.
Yeah.
You saw the Berkeley Grand Complication.
Berkeley, yeah.
How many brands are capable of working 11 years on a watch and bringing the cosmos into a mechanical form?
Correct.
Calculating, because the Chinese, it's a perpetual calendar,
Yeah.
Chinese perpetual calendar, which is based on the sun and moon.
And more.
That is impossible to calculate.
Right.
They managed to do it.
Right.
63 complications.
Correct.
That's a lot. So Vacheron, for me, has always had a very special part. And I used to be a lawyer before,
Yeah.
based in Paris. And I had a watch discussion forum called the Hour Lounge, which was around Vacheron Constantin. At one point, Vacheron said, listen, why don't you come and join us and launch the social media, launch the client marketing, launch the digital.
Yeah.
And so I moved to Geneva in 2015.
Right.
No, 15 years ago, in 2008.
Okay.
Stayed at Vacheron for 7.5 years.
Right.
And then moved to Phillips.
Okay, so good journey.
It's been a very good journey.
What do you think of the new releases other than the Berkeley, especially the overseas that they launched at Watches and Wonders?
These were just basically dial animations. I liked it. I loved it. But I think that the Watches and Wonders this year, they were a bit more, all the brands, they were a bit more subdued.
Conservative is what my approach would be.
Exactly. I've heard that they kept a lot of brands kept the big releases for end of the year.
You know, it's interesting is what my take on the whole situation was. This was my first Watches and Wonders, so I don't have any prior experience. My take was everybody was being overly cautious, like they were treading on eggshells. One, obviously, the big concern is how the economy is going to fare across the world. It's just not one particular region; it's the global thought process. That's one of the reasons I saw that people were being very conservative with what they were bringing to market. Two, I also realized that even the brands say that they don't care about their resale or aftermarket values, especially the big ones. They do actually care. And okay, the indie guys or smaller watchmakers, independents, you know, the micro brands, their products take a hit in the aftermarket, in a way. Some of them, or well, majority, 50-50. But they are aware of that, and the buyers for that are also aware of that. They go in with a knowledge that this is for me and not to resell. This is not for me to trade in. This is something I enjoy owning, and I'm going to keep this for 10, 15, 20 years. I don't care about the value of what is going to happen to this. But whereas majority of the mass market products, they want to control that resale value, because some of that has become the benchmark for everybody rather than the actual retail value.
But this has, I mean, the secondary market value tells you about the desirability of a brand.
Correct.
Because the retail value is what the brand says the watch is worth. The market value is what the market decides something is worth. It's true for watches, for cars, for artwork, for furniture, for whatever. However, all this resale value discussion did not exist 5 years ago. Nobody cared.
Post-COVID.
No, exactly. You knew that you go into a watch shop, you buy a watch, you step out of the shop, you've lost X% on the watch. It's like when you buy a car, you leave the garage, you've lost.
Correct.
But nobody cared, because the goal was to have a nice timepiece, to have a nice watch, something you enjoy and you love. Now everybody buys a watch thinking it's, and I tell my clients, I tell my friends, you want to invest, go buy Apple shares, go buy Nespresso, because that makes sense.
Experts saying, I say the same thing to everybody. This is an expert talking. If you're buying a watch, it's an expense just like anything else in your life. Yes, it may hold value to a certain level, or you may make money on it, but that is not the intention. Go buy a stock or an investment opportunity to make money. Watches are collectibles. They are passionate products like cars, clothes, or homes. But don't think of them as investments. The day you start doing that, that's the day you make a mistake.
Well said. I can say that it's an insult to that craftsman who spends time and energy to make something, makes it for you to enjoy it.
Yes.
Not to go
sell it.
Sell it if you want. Yeah. You make money, it's a bonus. You don't make money, well, that's the price of having worn a nice watch on your wrist.
Exactly. So you have to treat it in a way
with respect.
Exactly. Have consideration for people who spend years learning how to put all of these things into place, and so it functions perfectly at any given point of time.
Exactly. Well said.
Yeah. So moving on to, okay, Watches and Wonders, I would say 50-50. Vacheron, sadly, the green and gold, they are too late to the party as per me. I mean, it's been done with. They did it. I mean, everybody's done it like a year and a half ago. I think they were too late to the party to bring out the green and gold. But yes, people will still buy it. It will sell out. There will be enough customers waiting in line to get it. So I mean, as a product, as a win for Vacheron, it's a no-brainer.
Exactly.
I love the GG L'Occulte duometer. I can't pronounce it, but I genuinely love that product.
But it's not a new. They put it in a new case, but it's been there for a bit. But it's a fascinating timepiece.
It's a very good looking piece. There were a couple of nice couple of nice pieces out there, but I came to a very, very funny conclusion by the end of it. I'm not a Rolex fanboy. I have a Rolex. I have a few Rolexes. I'm not a Rolex fanboy. Like I go crazy over it.
Yeah.
After roaming the entire 54 booths for days, seeing the indies as well, seeing the micro brands, going to the other off sites as well. And my last appointment, last day of Watches and Wonders, my last appointment was with Rolex, where I sat down and I saw all their products and I touched and tried on their watches. And I have to say, they have mastered the art of fit and finish.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they don't have the most complicated complications, or they are not pioneering in movement or coming up with new materials to enclose their watches, but the fit and the finish of the product was phenomenal.
Rolex is a subtle brand in the way that they don't try to wow you every year, but they bring small finishing touches to make the bracelets better, to make the winding better, to make the movements better. So it's just little by little, it's engineering. It's small, it's fine tuning, and it's more or less the same models. I mean, they have the Submariner, it's been 60 years. The Daytona, it's been 60 years. The GMT, it's been 60 years. So it's small, it's baby steps, but then they make the bracelets better, they make the crown better, they make the winding better. So yeah, that's why they are the king. They have a crown.
Yeah, they have the crown. Yeah. The 1908 was beautiful, the new one. I mean, it's a simple product, but it was beautiful. It looks so good on the wrist.
It does. Now they're entering a market which is not their forte, where they're up against brands who make dress watches.
Parmigiani Fleurier, beautiful. Oh my God, what a watch.
The dial, the case, the gold movement, the fitting. Sorry, Parmigiani for me is really, it's a brand I love since the 1990s, late 1990s, early 2000s. They went through a tough spot, but now they're definitely coming back, and I think they're doing a very good job.
I'm sold on that watch. I couldn't get enough of that leather. The way the leather, the strap fits, it's like butter on your hands. It was like, I was like, this is orgasmic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they still do it today, but at the time when they launched, all their bracelets were made by Hermes.
But Hermes,
yeah,
I don't think Hermes is providing them with that service anymore. I'm not sure.
Hermes is buying the movements from Vaucher, which is from the same
group,
as Parmigiani. Yeah.
Let's see how the interesting collaboration pans out for them. I think it should be quite
something.
With over a period of time, because they're opening a Dubai and Abu Dhabi boutique soon.
Parmigiani.
Yeah, so Abu Dhabi is first, and Dubai is not too far away. I think so.
Interesting to see that, but I think it's a great brand.
Okay, let's see the watches.
Since we're in Dubai, some maybe Arabic watches.
Yes.
Well, first, you have a Jaune.
Yes, FP Jaune.
Line Sport Catrapante, a split seconds chronograph in full platinum with the Eastern Arabic numerals and date. Only 5 are known.
Wow. Okay.
This model. Next to it, you have a unique Lange 1 in steel with a blue dial. Lange made they've never officially given the numbers.
Right.
It was never a catalog piece.
Yes.
But we believe they made about 20 steel Lange 1s.
Right.
And this is the only one we've ever seen with a blue dial.
I think even today, the steel numbers are very, very limited.
They don't. I think they only make the Odysseus in steel.
Only the Odysseus in steel. Yeah. No Lange ones.
No.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And finally, a watch which is completely new to the market. Only 2 made and confirmed by Breguet is here, which is a Breguet Chaumet, which is a watch from the 1980s, double signed because at the time Breguet belonged to the Chaumet brothers.
Right.
It is believed that it was a commission by the King of Morocco.
Okay.
Which features the fully Hijri calendar.
Beautiful. This is proper, and now obviously the trending watch nowadays.
Then you have the Crash in white gold with a salmon dial.
Yeah. This seems to be all over the place nowadays.
It's one of the hottest watches on the market.
Yeah. Beautiful. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sir,
Best
thank
of
you.
luck for the auction.
Thank you, and thank you for your interest.
My pleasure. Thank you for having time to take out for us.